Hey, welcome to my kitchen. Thanks for joining me today. And I wanted to make a broccoli cauliflower salad for you. Hopefully it'll be nice and refreshing. I'm trying to eat a little healthier, so I'm trying to come up with ways to make some new dishes in order to, keep the weight off. So I've been successful so far, so I want to continue to make these recipes, and as I make these recipes, I'll put them on my YouTube channel. And I'll put that link below. But I've got some other recipes on there as well, so check them out. I'm just starting, so I'll put some more on there as we go. But anyway, so I've got all my vegetables right here. I've got broccoli, I've got carrots, green onions straight out of the garden. The aroma of those green onions is so delicious. But you can use green onions from the store. So I got some white onion. You can use yellow onion if you want. I have got a red pepper. You can use yellow, orange, green, whatever you want. I prefer the colored ones other than the green. I always sneak in a little jalapeno. Don't tell anyone, but a little bit of heat always helps. And then I've got some cauliflower here, some big old chunks of cauliflower. And then I've got some coleslaw, not coleslaw, I've got some cabbage that will cut up. And so then I've got some balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper, garlic powder. I've got some lemon juice, and I've got some white wine vinegar. So what we're gonna do is I did pre-cut most of this stuff because you would be watching me cut up vegetables for hours if you sat here and watched me do all these, but not really. So I cut up most of these earlier. So I just wanted to show you the cauliflower, the cabbage, the pepper, and the broccoli, kind of the main ingredients. So I wanted to cut them up so you could see, because I like them a particular way. I used to make it a little chunkier, and now I kind of make them really tiny, bite-sized pieces, so that it's a lot more enjoyable to eat. So anyway, so if you hear a dog bark, that's my dog Ellie. She loves to roam the yard and bark at everything that comes in to her ears and her eyesight. So anyway, so today we're going to start with, we're going to go ahead, and this is about 1.5 cups of carrots, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and put the carrots in. And then I've got about, 1/2 cup, and I'll put all these ingredients down at the bottom so you don't have to worry about it. So anyway, I got about 1/2 cup of green onions there. So 1/2 cup, slice them however you want. I don't care how big the green onions are. I mean, you don't want them hanging out of your mouth or anything, so make sure that you cut them up at least a little bit. You can chunk these white onions as tiny as you want, but again, I like to get them a little tinier because it's just so much easier to eat. Especially when you get older, your teeth start hurting a little bit more. So anyway, so I'll show you how to cut those up. And so let's get started here. So I'm going to roughly cut this broccoli here. So I'll take off this stem, and then I'll just chunk it. I'll chunk it into tiny pieces, and then I'll throw it in. But that's what you want to do. You want to give it a rough cut, not too much. I don't like to put all these little extras in there, but I certainly like to chunk it up to where it's, reasonable to eat. I mean, if you throw in these bite sizes, your company or your family might be like, so cutting them up helps, especially for little kids, because they don't even know what's in it half the time because it's so chopped up. So anyway, so we'll do this. We'll get these cut up. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're certainly going to want to do the same thing with your cauliflower. So I'll tell you, I started on a healthy kick, a few months ago. Quit the old corporate job and decided to go on my own, and we'll talk a lot about that later, I guess. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to get healthier. I always complained that I didn't have time when I worked. Well, I didn't, because I worked like 80 hours a week, but now I got time. So all in all, sorry, I'm waving all these bugs away because I am outside, and the storms are coming, so I hope you can see me pretty good. But I started on this journey to get a little bit healthier, and it's going pretty good. I could certainly use a lot more cardio, but that's the tough part. That's where all the pain comes from. So, but I'm gonna do it. But I have lost, let's see, what have I lost? I've lost, I don't know, about 13, 14 pounds, and all I've been doing is trying to eat a little bit healthier, Beer makes it hard. I do like to drink beer, but that's all my carbs right there. So anyway, so I like to move a lot. So every hour on the hour, I try to get up and move, do a chore, do an activity. Just stay busy, stay on my feet, try to get my steps. You know, I try to track my steps and eat a little bit healthier. We have really consumed a lot of veggies lately, and I really can see, you know, my body toning up. And I'm not really, well, I don't believe in dieting first and foremost. So just believe in a healthier way of life, and I don't always make it there to the finish line. So, you know, it is what it is, right? So at least I'm trying, and that's the important piece. And you guys can try too. I mean, every single one of you out there can try. And so, again, I want to roughly cut these cauliflower pieces up, but I don't want them big. I want to keep them to where they're pretty bite-sized. So make sure that when you're cutting and talking, and you know, the kitchen is where everybody likes to hang out. So when you're talking and hanging out with the family and you're cooking and teaching people how to cook, make sure that you're paying attention and you're not leaving these chunks too big. So I do cut off a lot of the core. I don't like the core at all, not at all. So anyway, so just trying to get a little bit healthier, that's all. And in doing so, I've been losing weight. So I'm gonna start sharing some of these recipes. You know, Chris and I, we tend to eat a lot of these recipes all the time. She's probably getting sick of them like I am, so I've been looking for new ways to cook things. But I tell you, this broccoli cauliflower salad is one of our favorites. She takes it to lunch all the time. Makes for a great lunch. Very filling, and it's got a lot to it. So I'm going to tell you, I did not have radishes. So the radishes are not going to be in it today. I looked at them, I cut them up, and man, they didn't look too healthy. So I did not put them in, but I do like radishes in for sure. But you know, you can be as healthy as you want, and I think, you know, laziness gets in my way a lot of times. So I think it's important that it's all about your mindset, right? You have to tell yourself you're going to do something. So you got to stick to it. But I mean, we can minimize our health all we want, but at the end of the day, that's what's going to keep us living. So make sure that you pay attention. So, oh, and by the way, I don't know if you can see this, but I made this butcher block. So if anybody's interested in a butcher block, I'll probably make some smaller ones, but reach out and I'll make you a butcher block. I did custom make this one to cover the sink, keep the outdoor kitchen sink looking a lot better. But anyway, love this cutting board right here. So here's the cabbage. So you want to take the cabbage and cut it up like the cauliflower and the broccoli. You want to make sure you chunk it pretty small. It's all about the bite and the taste. And so what happens when you get all these bite-sized pieces together, that flavor just pours through every single bite. So, you know, make sure that it is absolutely tiny enough to where you can get little morsels in every single bite, because I promise you it will be delicious. So as long as my spices are right? Yeah, so anyway, all right, so let's take this red pepper. Again, you can use a red pepper, yellow pepper, an orange pepper. I don't particularly care for the green ones too much, but I did wash all these, by the way. I did wash them all. So, but again, tiny, tiny cubes. Dice them up pretty tiny. And if you don't like peppers, or you don't like radishes, you don't like broccoli, you don't like cauliflower, skip it. It's your salad, not mine. So, you know, put whatever you want. I usually just take out every vegetable I got. Although I did put some mushrooms in last week, and I don't know, they kind of get this texture to them, and I'm a texture person. So I did not put the mushrooms in this time. Some people like the mushrooms. The bellas are really good in here, but again, it's definitely up to whatever. So pull out all your veggies out of your fridge and have at it. Just throw them all together. You cannot go wrong. I promise you, cannot go wrong. So this is what it looks like. Everything's in here. So now I'm going to put the dressing in, and we'll see what happens. So I've got, this is about tablespoon and a half of balsamic, to your taste, but I typically don't measure a thing. But I did for you all today. So it's about a tablespoon and a half. So pour that in there. I've got 2 teaspoons of salt, and I've got probably about a teaspoon and a half of pepper. I love pepper, love salt. So if you don't need a lot of salt in your diet, don't put a lot of salt in, but go ahead and throw that in there. I did 1 tablespoon of garlic, and I like to do this, my rule of thumb. If I'm cooking like it's going to be a heated dish, I always put the raw garlic in. If it's going to be a cold dish, I always put garlic powder. I don't know, just weird. But so there's that. And then this is my white wine vinegar. So this is 2 tablespoons. So white wine vinegar. And then I've got 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So go ahead and pour all that in there. All right, so there's 1 more ingredient, and this is the piece. So if I stuck just to that, which I'm sure it would be absolutely delicious just like that, although I haven't tried it like that. But if you're looking to cut out, like, you know, the dairy, because if you go vegan, I tell you, you'll lose a ton of weight. You won't even have to exercise. The weight will just fall off if you go no meat, no dairy. I mean, obviously you got to get extra supplements, but yeah, if you don't want the mayo, because I'm going to put mayo in it, if you don't want that mayo, leave it like that, add a little more spice, whatever you want to do. Test it out before you put the mayo in. So I'll be right back. So right here I've got about a cup of mayonnaise. I did measure it out, so we're going to put that cup of mayonnaise in. It is low-fat mayo. None of it's good for you, but it's all processed. And if you really want to lose weight, stay away from all the processed stuff. It's bad, bad, bad. But anyway, so I'm going to stir this up. I'll move this over here so you can see. And there's Ellie. So she's going to bark a little bit while I do this. So, all right. Should I taste it? I should definitely try it out, right? Carissa saved the day. Stop Ellie from barking so we can finish this. So, all right, this right here. So I put in 1 big large floret of broccoli, I guess how you say it. I've got a half a head of cauliflower, and listen, this head of cauliflower was big. But the other day I went to the store and the head of cauliflower was this big, so I put the whole thing in. So, but today it was this big, so I put in half. So, and then it was about 4 carrots, 4 carrots, and what else? I think that's about it. So half of an onion, yeah, about probably 4 or 5 green onions, but when you cut them all up. But anyway, so that's all you do. And I tell you, oh yeah, I'm gonna taste it. So again, taste or add, delete, whatever you need so that you can make it your own. And mine has a little more of a twang, so if you don't really like that twang, back off on the balsamic and back off on the lemon, but you can't go wrong. It's always delicious. So hope you enjoy, and listen, check out my videos down below. I've got more cooking videos. I've got a salsa recipe that's pretty good, and hopefully together we'll get a little healthier. And these are easy meals. Trust me, they're easy because I got a lot going on. But check them out and see what you can do for your health. And remember, stay healthy, be healthy, and move around. Get your steps in every day and lose that weight. And we'll talk to you soon.